if there are people out there who are like, I have no idea what my purpose is, because let me just say that I think it's incredibly important for single women to find their thing
Mm.
because, especially the ones who are struggling with being single and feel like they're going to get everything they need if only they just found a relationship and had a baby. Well, that's not how it works, apart from anything else. But it's particularly for those single women. How can we go about trying to find our thing if we're like, I have no idea what I want. I don't know what I'm supposed to be here for. I don't know what I've been put on this planet for. What would you say to that?
I would say take the pressure off yourself, because that is what I did. I put so much pressure on myself to find the thing. You expect this thunderbolt to come through, like as if you're going to get it written on a blackboard. Well, probably a whiteboard nowadays, but anyway,
Hmm.
whatever. It's a blackboard. This is your purpose in life. Take the pressure off yourself. You don't have that one thing. And I think one of the sort of things I found useful was actually just genuinely going back to what brings me joy.
Yeah.
And rather than trying to think, okay, I like writing, so write a book. Like, it's not all about being productive. Truly, what feeds your soul? What brings you joy? Because you are not, when you're putting pressure on yourself and you're trying to sort of think something, it's like there's a book I'm actually reading at the moment called Hair, Brain, Tortoise, Mind. And it's all about like trusting your intuition and how we have not been socialized to trust our intuition. Because again, the way that the patriarchy operates, it's all about, logic, making money, productivity. So if you want to find your purpose, don't keep thinking about how am I going to make money, or like how is this going to like benefit everybody else. Bring it back to yourself. Bring it back to yourself and know that your purpose is very often buried in the day-to-day mundane things that you do. Like, one of my sort of statements I say to myself every day is, I strive to leave everyone I meet with the feeling of increase.
I love that so much.
That's it. So, in some way, if I have brought some joy to your day, made you smile, made you laugh, made you not feel like everything's just turning to fucking shit and you don't know what you're doing, if I've managed to do something to in some way enrich your day, my purpose is done. And I
Yeah.
think you can just scale it back. You take the pressure off yourself, and then your intuition speaks to you because your channel is clear, rather than you forcing, trying, striving, pushing, and essentially pushing shit up a hill and getting nowhere. Take the
Brilliant.
pressure off
I
yourself.
absolutely love the idea of leaving people with the feeling of increase. And I'm not sure whether you've read it, but I'm pretty sure it's in The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. That actually is a book that Jen Sincero, who some of my listeners I'm sure will have read. You Are a Badass. You may well have read her. Have you read Jen Sincero? You must. Um, yeah, you must. By the way, just for the listeners, you said no, but the mic didn't pick it up, so I'm saying that you said no. But yeah, you must read that book, You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. But Jen talks about this book, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, which I've read and listened to multiple times. And forgetting the money side of it, it's about so much more than that. And one of the things that he talks about in that is this idea of leaving people with a feeling of increase. And what a way to live your life, thinking every interaction I have, I want to leave people feeling a little bit better than they felt before. Because that can be things like, I'm going to smile at that. I'm going to, smile at the person walking down the street. I'm going to say thank you when I get off the bus to the bus driver, or I'm going to have a chat with the woman in the supermarket because she's looking a bit down. Or there are so many ways that we can bring increase into people's lives, right?
Totally. And also, don't confuse purpose, finding purpose, with your meaning. You can certainly do things that, give you purpose, but does it really have meaning for you? Like, the way I get meaning is from deep connections and conversations with my friends. It's not all about living my purpose. I think, again, I've read a great book actually for the listeners as well called The Purpose Myth. Can't remember who the author is. Again, I'm having one of those moments of my brain, but The Purpose Myth is a great book all about, again, finding work that is meaningful and taking the pressure off. Lots of great little exercises there. Another one, if you're like, I literally don't know what the fuck I'm doing, another great book I read was Barbara Sher, and you'll love this. It's I Could Do Anything If I Only Knew What It Was. Read that book. She's brilliant. I absolutely love Barbara Sher. She's fantastic.
Oh,
So,
really? I
yeah.
can do anything if I only knew what it
What it
was.
was.
What a great title for, oh, I might have to do that. I have a book club in my membership, Thrive Solo. I might, that sounds like the kind of book that we should do in the book club. Anyway, that's so cool. And actually, one thing I just wanted to say, going back to what you were talking about just now when we were talking about purpose, you know, I've had so many conversations on this podcast about joy. It all comes back to joy, because ultimately, what we want, every single one of us, don't care who you are, we want to feel good. We want to feel joy. And have you heard of Martha Beck?
Yes.
She talks a lot about joy. It's her thing. Martha Beck is a freaking legend. I love her. She's funny. She's cool. For anyone listening who's never heard of her, Martha Beck used to be Oprah Winfrey's like life coach, basically. She's written books. She has a podcast. She is totally awesome. She grew up Mormon, and she was married to a man and had kids, and then realized she was totally fucking miserable, and, you know, broke that up, realized that she was gay, and is now madly in love with the woman that she lives with. I'm not sure if they're married or just together, but anyway, she's totally cool. And she basically blew her life up by doing, you might know this because you know her, but Martha Beck took 1 year where she decided to only speak the truth. Now, can you imagine, for a whole year, you only speak the truth? Anyway, she is hilarious when she talks about this, because, of course, it literally did blow her life up. And she lost so many people along the way, as you would if you started being really honest with everybody. Um, but anyway, she talks a lot about joy. So I love the fact that when we were talking about purpose, that you were saying, well, actually, it doesn't have to be like, oh, what's my purpose? It can just be, what brings me joy.